society will now come to order. Yes, I'm going to take some roll here. Thomas. Here. Yes. Martha.
Present.
Yes. Oliver. Oliver not here. Sebastian. Sebastian not here either.
For the love of heaven. There's no one else here, George. It's just us.
What? Really?
Yes, really. It's been this way for almost a year. Where are you going to get it through that thick head of yours if no one else is coming?
I'm afraid he's right, George. It is down to just we three.
I suppose I was hopeful that our ranks would start building back up. It's most discouraging.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Oh, well, there's nothing for it but to move forward. Can I have the minutes of the last meeting read, please, Thomas?
Yes. The meeting was called to order by George. We read and approved the minutes of the last meeting. Then the treasurer's report was read. That was pretty pitiful. I mean, we don't have enough money to buy food for the meeting, let alone funding research and advertising.
It is not my fault that no one gets any money raised. I mean, look around the room. Where are we supposed to find funding? And what are you doing to raise money, I might ask?
Me? Well, since when is it my job to get money? I thought the treasurer handled all things financial.
No, I manage the money that the other members bring in, if we had any other members. And again, I'm not in charge of getting new members.
But you are in charge of getting existing members to pay their dues. How about that? You've apparently failed at that responsibility.
Yes, he's got a point there, Martha. I take it you've been having trouble getting the other members to pay up?
Oh, well, you might say that. Basically, none of the other members seem to want to acknowledge that they were ever part of our group. I've practically gone to most of their houses, and all I get are their servants saying things like, "Oh, the master of the house is not at home," or "Sir Reginald is currently occupied and cannot see you." It's been impossible to collect any dues or even speak with them. It's as if they don't want to admit that they were ever affiliated with us.
And why do you think that might be?
Oh, I think we all know why that is, don't we, Martha?
Oh.
Thomas!
No. I think it's high time that we brought this out in the open. Your actions have caused this.
I just wanted to talk about the issues.
Oh, you did you?
Yes, I did. It never hurts to hear opposing points of view, does it?
If I may interject, even if those other points of view are seriously flawed.
Well, how will we know if we don't hear them?
Oh, a whole lot of good your hearing has done us. You brought in that crackpot explorer. What was his name? Vacuum to something or
Vasco da Gama. And he claimed to be able to sail around Africa direct to India.
Oh, pish posh. No such route exists.
It is highly unlikely, Martha.
Well, he did seem to know of what he spoke. In any case, I only suggested that we listen to him.
And what was the result? Half of our members left the meeting in a huff. Oh, and then there was that map maker, German fellow named Martin...
Bayham.
Yes, Bayham. Came to us because he wanted funding so that he could develop a new type of a map.
Yes, and he wanted it in the shape of a ball.
Globe. In the shape of a globe.
Whatever. It was shocking. And that's when we lost the other half of our membership. And you invited both of them. And they alienated our entire membership. Done. Finished. End of story.
Yes, I did. And I still think we needed to hear them out. How are we going to fight our detractors if we don't know what they're saying?
I'm not so sure that you wanted to fight them.
All right. We are not here to assign blame. Everyone can make a mistake. You shouldn't keep bringing that up, Thomas. Yes. Now, all right then. Continue with the minutes, please, Thomas.
Fine. All right. Then we were discussing the new mapping project that the Royal Navy is considering. Martha was supposed to give us some more information.
Yes, I contacted the Navy, and they explained to me what they're planning.
And what exactly is that?
It seems they're considering changing the maps of the world.
Yes, we knew that, but how do they want to change them?
They seem to be under the impression that the world is, well, how can I say this so you won't yell at me?
You cannot mean that! The Royal Navy?
See, this is just what I've been saying. All those crazy people out there are making a very dangerous impression on, well, everybody. We have to stop this. Why is this happening?
They are getting a lot of pressure from the importing businesses. You know the traders want to find a better way to the Orient. There is a lot of money to be made there.
What does that have to do with us?
Well, they seem to be starting to look at us as if we are holding them back. You know, we keep telling them that they have to continue to go overland.
We're just trying to save them. I mean, if they're not careful, someone will sail off the end of the earth. It's what we've all been saying for centuries.
But what if?
Martha! No more of that, Martha!
That's right. You have caused enough damage.
Well, perhaps. But there are a lot of new scientist types questioning all sorts of scientific evidence, including that the world is, flat. There seems to be evidence, regardless of how meager, that the world is, round.
Cock!
And then there's this Italian fellow that claimed to have sailed across the ocean.
Yes, that's it. Oh, Christopher Columbus. What? He's our guest speaker tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I suppose you invited this one too? Well, let's bring him in then.
Call him in.
I've got some questions for him.
Yes. Mr. Columbus. Mr. Columbus, would you come in now?
Good evening, a lady and a gentleman. I'm so glad that you asked me to come and speak to you tonight. Oh, and that's Captain Columbus, if you please.
Of course, Captain. Listen, we are glad that you are here. And you, of course, know who we are and what we stand for.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm so glad to be here. I'm very excited to tell you about my journey to the New World.
You expect us to believe that you sailed across the ocean?
See?
See?
I mean, yes. I sailed 3 ships to the New World. It was wonderful. We found so many new and wonderful.
You realize, of course, that is impossible. You would have fallen off the edge of the world.
But that's the whole point. The world, she's round, not a flat.
That's ridiculous. Everybody knows that the world is a flat. Hey, take a look out that window. It's flat out there.
That's right. And we don't appreciate people like you going out and talking a bunch of nonsense and confusing everyone.
But I have a proof.
Such as?
Well, we brought back all sorts of new fruits and the vegetables.
Oh my! You mean you can eat these?
Yes, and they are very good. But we also found something else new. It's called tobacco.
What's that?
Well, it's a kind of a leaf that you roll up into a tube, is it? You set the one end on fire, and you kind of suck the smoke from the other end into your lungs.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm serious.
Who in the right mind would do something as stupid as that?
Oh, it's so very nice. All the natives in the New World to do it. Actually, well, they don't seem to be able to stop them once they get started. Now, what else do you need to believe?
We don't need anything. We don't believe you. Period. We think it's all a hoax. And bringing in some exotic fruits from Egypt or the Orient somewhere is not going to convince us.
Well, if you don't believe me, what if I bring in my ship's crew with me? Oh, they could tell you such a story.
Well, that might help the story.
Oh, right. Like we don't believe a bunch of people that work for you. I'll bet they'll tell us stories. They'll lie to us, just like you.
Well, do you have anything else?
Well, I do have my ship's logs. Well, what about my charts of the voyage?
Oh. These things prove nothing. Clearly, these are fabrications that are designed to fool the uneducated. We are not so gullible. So I repeat, there is nothing that you can say or do that will convince us that the world is not flat. Right?
Right. The world can't be anything but flat. It just can't. It just can't be.
Well, anyway, we thank you for coming to speak with us, Captain.
That's right. Now that we know you are a fraud, we're going to go to the Royal Censor, get him to put a gag order on you.
Yes, you better be on your way. And you be careful out there. We'll be watching you.
Boy, some of the people, they can't even see the noses for their own faces.
Can you believe it? He actually comes across as having some credibility. Don't you think, Thomas?
No.
What are we going to do about these lies he's spreading? I mean, he could do some damage. What are we going to do? We've got to stop him before someone actually tries to sail west and a whole crew of good men is lost.
Well, we need to get our membership back up so that we have the manpower and the money to fight this. Then we can plan our counterattack.
Yes, we need a plan. How are we going to stop this thing?
Well, first we can find out where he got this evidence. I mean, where do you think he got it? It is pretty, unique. I've never seen anything like it. Have you?
Like I said, Egypt. They have all sorts of weird foods down there.
No, I've been to Egypt, remember? The Society sent me there 2 years ago to investigate the claim that those ancient Egyptians had sailed to the mythical island of Atlantis.
Yeah, that's true. You brought back an entire report on that thing, and there's nothing like this in it. Hey, I wonder what you...
What do you call this? Tobacco?
Tobacco is what he said. Oh, look, it's just some plant that he found. He dried it out, then he rolled it up to make it look different.
Well, I've never seen or smelled anything like it either. It's...
Whoa. Wait a minute. You two are not thinking what I think you're thinking, are you? You are not buying this lie, are you?
No! Of course not! But nonsense! Oh, how could you think such a thing of us?
Well, right. Yeah, but it is a most intriguing thought. Wonder...
Ah! Look at you! Some smooth-talking Italian walks in, he brings you a few gifts, and you're ready to give up on everything that we believe in. This is a most disturbing pattern. I am not sure that you are still truly with us.
must admit, I am having my doubts. And you must admit that the evidence is mounting. Have you ever seen anything like this?
All right, no, I haven't. But who knows what treasures in the Orient that we've not yet found?
Look, all I'm saying is that there are so many new and different ideas, and so many people saying new and different things, that, well, it behooves us to listen. If only to find the flaws in their cases, doesn't it?
I suppose it does make sense, don't you think, Thomas?
Well, all right, but only so that we can tear them down. We have to be true to our cause.
All right, then. Now that issue is settled, what do we have scheduled for the next meeting?
Do you remember that mathematician, Copernicus?
Oh, not him again, with the sun as the center of the universe story.
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, we have another guest speaker. He's an Italian scientist named Galileo. He's invented something called the telescope. He says he can scientifically prove what Copernicus claimed, that the Earth is not the center of the universe and the sun doesn't go around the Earth.
Oh, no!
We'd like to thank our director, Arlan Ropp,